So this is a new topic that is regarding brain waves and is EEG. And in this section, it's a very detailed area also. I'm not sure we will be able to complete the entire portion. So earlier we were discussing about ECG. ECG means electrocardiogram. And here we are discussing about the electroencephalograms and different types of brain waves. That is what we will be studying in this portion. And what are the brain waves? As earlier I told you that every organ in your body is producing some kind of electrical waves. Because just like our all devices in our body are working using electricity, all the cells, all the tissues or organs in our body are also working using electrical current itself. Though we don't feel it, there is a tiny electrical system that is working in our body. That is a highly efficient system. Still, we cannot replicate. We cannot produce a system like the animal system that is taking place in the body of a person. So, just like heart muscles are producing electrical messages or electrical current, your brain cells are also producing electrical current. And by measuring this electrical current, we will be able to get some idea regarding the functioning of the brain, how our thoughts are going on, what are the emotions that are dominant in your brain, and what is the nature of your behavior. So all these will be revealed by measuring the electrical activity of the brain. So here you can see that the brain is mostly made up of brain cells called neurons, and these neurons are communicating with one neuron to another neuron. So that there will be a continuous passage of the electrical waves from one part of the brain to another part of the brain, and the pattern of brain waves also changes depending on our consciousness. For example, if we are sleeping, the nature there will be one particular type of brain wave. If you are very active, or if you are walking, or if you are studying, there will be another particular type of brain wave. And also your cognitive means your the intelligent. Cognition means related with the intelligent, higher thinking. So then based on the, if you are very strongly absorbed, we are thinking about something very deeply, you will have a particular type of brain wave. But if you are relaxed, if your mind is very happy, your mind is not bothered about anything, another type of brain wave will be there. So for example, when one feels fatigued or dreamy, slower brain waves are more dominant at that time. I will show you what is a slower brain waves here. This is the type of brain waves. This is a very fast brain waves. You can find a higher frequency brain wave, which we usually call as beta waves. And this is the slower frequency brain wave, which is known as delta waves. There's difference in their heads. This is 3.5 hertz. This is 14 to 30 hertz. So the nature of the brain wave will be different at different intervals of time. So that is how there are different types of brain waves which we will have to study. So brain activity is generally characterized by combination of brain waves. That is not only one wave is present in the brain. There will be multiple brain waves will be detected in a person at the same time. That is why brain activity is generally characterized by combination of brain waves. Depending on what one is doing at that time, a particular brain wave will be dominant. For example, right now you are listening to my class. So most of the time your brain is somewhat active. But sometimes even your brain another type of waves can be also working if you are thinking about something else also in between, or if you are doing something also in between. So most of the time, one, two, or three types of brain waves will be present in a person, and this balance is very important. When one's brains are not balanced properly, the individual may experience emotional and neurophysical health concern. So here you can see that there are different types of brain waves, and sometimes when you are active beta waves will be there, and also you may be having this alpha waves will be there, but the one wave will be more stronger, another wave will be also present but may not be that stronger, they'll be weaker, and the balance between these two waves or three waves is very important. That is what they are mentioning here. If an individual is not able to maintain that balance, you may be feeling emotional or neural or physical health problems. That happens in several individuals. The first the person who discovered this brain waves was Hans Berger. It was in 1920 that this discovery of brain waves was conducted by Hans Berger. And after the discovery, brain waves has been used to provide information about the mental state and functioning of an individual. And similarly, there are diseases called epilepsy, sleep condition. You might be heard that some people can sleep very easily. If they see a bed, they will be sleeping next second. For other people, they may not sleep like that. Why that happens? They may be having the same level of physical activity that day, but the two people may be sleeping at different level, or the quality of the sleep will be different. Why this quality of the sleep differs from person to person? And there are conditions called Alzheimer's, you have studied also about Alzheimer's. It's an old age disease, and there are other several issues connected with the functioning of the brain. So about all this, we can get an idea regarding the by measuring the brain waves. Now we will see what are the different types of brain waves. There are basically five different types of brain waves. I have already shown you. Of the first brain wave is the delta wave, and delta wave is a very slow brain wave. Here you can see that this is the delta wave. This is a very slow type of brain wave. Frequency is very low, and it is usually produced during deep sleep. And the most active wave is the beta wave. So here you can see that the delta brain waves are slowest brain waves. They are generated in deep meditation and dreamless sleep. The word dreamless sleep is important. The sleep can be with a dream, without a dream. If you are dreaming during sleep, you will be having another type of brain wave, and about which we will be telling later. So healing and regeneration occur when brain is in this state. That means if a person is sleeping, and he may be sleeping 7 hours a day, and most of the time you see that he is sleeping quite well. But when we are measuring the brain waves, if the timing or if the amount or percentage of delta wave is very less, that means the quality of his sleep is not good. That is, this process, healing and regeneration, may not have taken place properly. Then what happens is the next day when he is awake, he still feels not in a good mood. He still feel not properly relaxed. He feel tired. So when you are sleeping, you have to make sure that you are getting a good quality sleep. There are a lot of things which you can do to make sure that you are sleeping well. Especially as students at this age, it is very easy to have a good sleep. And if you don't practice the art of sleeping well, later it will become a problem after 10 years or 20 years or 30 years. If some problems are there right now, it will be several times multiplied when you are 50, 40 or 50 years. Then the problem is very difficult to correct. And second type of waves is the theta waves. And theta waves occur during sleep and during relaxation. And they are indicative of inner focus and dreams. And vivid imagery occur in this state. For example, I will show you what is a theta wave. This is a theta wave. So that is the frequency of brain wave is somewhat higher. That is why the second that is also happening during sleeping. Then what is the significance of this theta wave? Theta wave means occur in a person during sleep. So that is a but another problem is that theta wave usually happens when you are thinking intensively. For example, you are dreaming about something. You are sleeping, and but some thoughts are going through your mind, and during that process you are getting theta waves. That is, you are sleeping and you are dreaming. Then if doctors are measuring the electrical activity, they can clearly say that this person may be dreaming at this moment, because if the theta waves are present, that is an indication that either dreams are there or you may be thinking something during your sleep. So that is theta waves is an indication that the other person is dreaming. Now comes the third type of verb, that is the alpha verb. Alpha verbs occur during quiet, thoughtful times, and it indicates that brain is in a resting state. Here you can see that what is an alpha verb. This is the alpha verb. That is, you are awake and you are also resting, but you are not focused on anything. Then the frequency may be 8 hertz to 13 hertz. So that is a third fastest type of verb, alpha verb. So in this of alpha verb, if the person is active, but person is not focused, not concentrating on anything, the person is resting. Then comes the beta verbs, and beta verbs is the most common pattern in the normal waking state, and they occur when one is alert. For example, right now, if you are very actively attending my class, in your brain it will be beta verb, but if you are not attending the class properly, it will be alpha verb. So the by simply measuring the brain wave, one can tell whether you are attending, you are focused, or you are not concentrating on something. So when you are intensely concentrating, the beta wave will be predominant, especially when most of the time when we are doing some activity, beta wave will be the most common type of verb. Then another common type of verb is the gamma brain waves. Gamma brain waves is the most fastest type of brain wave, and they are also associated with higher level of consciousness. Maybe it differs from person to person. Maybe people who are very intelligent may have a higher level of gamma brain waves, because they are thinking deeply, always more concentrating on certain active things. Then amount of gamma brain waves may be higher in such person. So these are the five different types of verbs that we can usually find in a person. Then we will see how brain waves and sleeps are related. That is what we have to see right now. Brain is very active during sleep. So that because during sleep you can have dreams are there. If dreams are good, it makes you feel good. If dreams are bad, it makes you feel sad and tired and worried next day. That's how the dreams are working. So brain is very active during sleep, and each stage of sleep is characterized with brain wave. There are five different stages during a sleep. In this stage, the first stage is the stage one. What happens during the stage? So, if you are looking at this graph, you can see that the first stage, this is the normal state, awake and resting. So, when you are going to the bed and you start lying on the bed, the alpha wave will be the first type of wave. After that comes the theta wave, then comes the delta wave. So that is how the stages are moving. So during the first stage, that is alpha waves will be there, and this alpha waves will be slowly replaced by theta waves. So as you start sleeping, after some times the from your brain there is a predominance or domination of theta waves. So right there till then alpha wave is the most common type of wave, but the presence of theta waves will be increasing as you start sleeping. And during the second stage, the brain waves become slower, and alpha wave activity, there is no more alpha waves, and theta waves will be completely predominating. So the difference between stage 1 and stage 2 is that stage 1 it is the alpha wave which is more dominant. Theta wave starts gradually picking up. During the stage 2, theta waves, that is this type of wave, during the second stage, theta waves will be more, whereas alpha wave will be completely stopped. So, during the second stage of the sleep, stage 2, only theta waves will be present in an individual. So that is the second type of wave. And during the stage 3 and stage 4, these stages are very similar in that both forms are forms of deep sleep. Brain activity slows down and delta waves will be occurring. And these are the stages during which sleepwalking and nightmares may occur. That is, you might have heard about somnambulism or sleepwalking. Some people will be sleeping and they will be walking from one place. They will be opening door and they may be moving out, go maybe opening the gate and having a walk in the outside and come back to their bed and sleep well. And that is not sleepwalking. You may there may be such individuals, but it's not so common. But if such an individual is there in your family, you will be in deep trouble always. And another problem is nightmares. Nightmares means very fearful, very threatening, horrible, horrifying dreams are known as the nightmares. Very fearful dreams are known as nightmares, and they are also happening during this delta sleep. So that is a stage 3. That is during the stage 3 we have theta waves and followed by delta waves, and both types of waves will be present during the stage 3 and 4. And what is stage 5? Stage 5 is also known as a REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement stage. So muscles become temporarily paralyzed. So during the REM sleep, there are two conditions. One is your body muscles will be temporarily paralyzed. Paralyzed means you cannot do anything with them. Your muscles may not be responding. That is the meaning of the paralyzed. But at the same time, your eyes are moving quickly. That is during the REM sleep. If you look at the eye of a person, you can find that the eyeballs will be moving fast, or the eyeballs will be moving very fast in that person. And dreaming also occur during this stage. So most of the time, when a person is dreaming, there will be a rapid eye movement. By simply looking on the eye of the person, an observer can tell whether person is dreaming. When the person is dreaming, there will be rapid movement in the eyeball or rapid movement in the eye. That indicates that person is dreaming. But at the same time, the muscles of the body are paralyzed. So he don't feel. He is thinking. He is dreaming. He is seeing a lot of images in his mind. But at the same time, his body is temporarily paralyzed. And that stage is known as a REM sleep. The pattern of brainwave is similar to the stage 1 and stage 2. Although sleeper is in a deeper stage of sleep. And right during the REM sleep, what we are seeing is that these types of waves, that is alpha wave and theta waves, will be there. So when a person is dreaming, there are four conditions. One is there is rapid eye movement on if you are looking at the eyeball. Second stage is muscles are temporarily paralyzed. Third is that stage 1, that is alpha waves and theta waves, will be present during that person at that moment. But the person is in a very deeper state of sleep. And immediately, maybe the dreams may be for 10 minutes or maybe 20 minutes. After that, these alpha wave and theta waves will be immediately replaced by delta waves will be again. So that is how REM sleep is taking place in a person. So these are the 5 different stages that occurs in a person during the sleep. So today it is 11:30 right now, and I will be stopping it here.